Last April, I was standing in front of a room full of colleagues, family, and friends accepting the President's gavel from Ted Gavin. I could never have imagined that I would be turning it over virtually this year to our new president, Judge Barbara Hauser, and under these circumstances. But this has been a year of changes for the ABI. I wrote about many of them in my column this month, so please take a moment to look at the journal, which you can do online for a recap. And though I've said it before, one of our biggest changes has been the elevation of Amy Quackenboss as executive director. Amy, who topped an exceptional group of candidates, had big shoes to fill and jumped in with enthusiasm, professionalism, and diligence. I'm sure she never thought that canceling conferences and hosting Zoom receptions would be added to her list of responsibilities. Despite these added burdens, Amy continues to rise to these new challenges with fresh ideas and forward-thinking initiatives. The ABI staff has likewise enthusiastically responded to changes. After spending last year developing and refining the strategic plan, they have had to adjust and rethink its strategies in light of our new normal. They are an amazing team, and I want to thank each one of them for their support and dedication to the ABI. Also, I must thank my partners at Beckett and Lee, and especially Tom Lee, for picking up the slack and supporting my involvement with the ABI. Being a part of the ABI leadership team is a team effort, and Tom ably held down the fort back at the office. So thank you, Tom. I hope you have found this to be a worthwhile endeavor for us. Looking forward, many of you know our new president from her years as a bankruptcy judge and an ABI member, and most currently as leader of the Puerto Rican mediation team. I have had the pleasure of getting to know her better over the past few years, so I'd like to introduce you to the other Barbara Hauser. Born in western Nebraska, Barbara moved to North Platte at the center of the state when she was in second grade and stayed in Nebraska through college. She is from a small family, growing up with one brother who now has 2 children. She also has a stepson, Mateo, who is a junior in college. When she was a teenager, Barbara worked in her father's small business and spent summers working at Buffalo Bill Cody Scouts Rest Ranch, an historical state park, giving tours, running the theater, and the souvenir shop. As a high school and college debater, Barbara leaned towards the law and specifically litigation. And even though she wanted to go to law school, her father suggested she consider a plan B, so she pursued teaching, earning a Bachelor of Science at the University of Nebraska. After graduating early, Barbara in fact entered law school at Southern Methodist University. She secured a job after her internship in the litigation department at one of the 2 white shoe firms in Dallas, now Lock Liddell. Her mentor handled a few bankruptcy matters at the firm, and as a new attorney, Barbara was able to get plenty of hands-on experience, which helped her decide to cultivate a bankruptcy practice. When Braniff Airlines filed for bankruptcy in Fort Worth in 1989, Barbara was involved in a significant piece of that case, managing to do quite well for her firm. This successful representation allowed her to convince her senior partners to establish a full bankruptcy practice at the firm, with the judge on the Braniff Airlines case, who had retired from the bench, as the partner in charge. Barbara was eventually wooed away to lead the new Dallas office of Scheinfeld, Maley & Kay. In 1995, she was the lead debtor attorney in the mega Dow Corning case. In 2000, after a plan in that case was confirmed, Judge Hauser took the bench. She credits her good friend, Bettina White, with introducing her to the ABI. Parenthetically, I asked Barbara what her dream job would be if she were not in the legal field. Her answer? To sing and dance on Broadway. In fact, she has an undergraduate degree in drama. However, sadly, like me, she says she can't carry a tune and is a terrible dancer. I was curious how she got the appointment to the Puerto Rico mediation team, and the first answer she gave me was, because she's an idiot. In reality, she was asked for advice on what she thought was needed to help the restructuring process in Puerto Rico, and she suggested a mediation team. The next natural question was, and you will lead it, right? And, like the rest of us, she had a hard time saying no when a judge assigned to the case personally asked her for her help. As we all know, this restructuring is a monumental endeavor and just another job that Judge Hauser has undertaken with determination and diligence. I asked Judge Hauser what she likes most about being a judge. Like many judges, I suspect, she appreciates being able to help people by listening to them, even if it's just allowing them to vent, and helping lawyers get issues resolved. Many days she feels like she's had a good day. What does she like the least? Discovery disputes and fee applications. I don't have to explain why. Who in the legal field does she admire the most? That was a harder question because she's had several mentors whom she holds in high regard. But if she had to choose one person, it would be Harvey Miller at Weill Gottschall, who she considers one of the best legal minds ever. On a more personal level, Barbara lives part-time in Dallas and part-time in New Mexico with her partner Sarah. If you, like me, have admired the colorful jackets she often wears, those are made by Sarah, who took up painting silk after she retired from the business world. With the little free time that she has, she likes to spend it reading, hiking, and hanging out with Pepper, the wonder dog. One of her most prized possessions is a 1947 Willys Jeep that is fire engine red. It was the first car she ever drove, and when her father passed, she found it in a barn, had it restored, and now this lady has one of the coolest Jeeps in Santa Fe. I also asked Barbara what her spirit animal is. She hadn't considered this, so she did a little research and informed me that she is a turtle. So I did a little research of my own. I learned that turtles are often associated with feminine power, harmony, and understanding. The turtle is also closely associated with peace amongst many communities across the world. Turtles live a long and fruitful life filled with splendid journeys, having learned many valuable lessons along the way. Land turtles make their homes in deserts and forests. The hard shell of the turtle represents perseverance and protection, demonstrating the message that slow and steady wins the race. Turtles pay attention to the details in current projects and take their time with them. Therefore, the turtle prompts one to trust in the process and stay in the moment. Similarly, the turtle spirit teaches that bigger, stronger, and faster are not always the best way to reach goals. There is much wisdom that one can gain from turtle symbolism, such as persistence, endurance, and longevity. I couldn't agree more. Barbara is indeed a turtle in all the best possible ways. It has been my honor and pleasure serving the ABI as president this past year, and it's an even bigger pleasure passing along the privilege to Judge Hauser, our new president. The gavel is in very capable hands. Congratulations, Barbara. Cheers. Okay, we got that. So let's see how that looks. And
hey, Mom,
let me take a look.
Feed the dog?
What?
Did you feed the dog?
No, you feed the dog.
We're taking you straight to the briefing room for a few remarks by our president.
Surprise! Not that one, aren't you glad? Anyway, seriously, Judge Hauser, from one woman president to the next woman president, Congratulations. I am delighted to have you follow me, and I want to thank you for all of your help this past year. You had my back, and I will now have your back. Good luck.
I was Judge Hauser's law clerk from 2003 to 2004. And that was an exciting time, and it was a challenging time. I wish you the best of luck, and I can't wait to see what the future brings for you.
Judge, thank you very much. We love you, we appreciate you, and we congratulate you on your appointment as president of the ABI this year. Thank you.
Barbara is, and always has been probably, a thoroughbred. She loves to run and to do things fast and accurately.
Smarter than four whiz kids strapped together. She's quick, funny, and deadly serious all the time.
You are indefatigable and excel at everything you do.
I hate that we're not saying all these good things in person at one of our grand ABI parties. But believe me, ABI can plan a party, and we will plan one for you soon.
Hi everyone. Let me start by saying that I hope you and your loved ones are healthy and safe, as mine are. However, given the size of our ABI community, I expect that some of our members have lost loved ones to the coronavirus. To them, I want to express my heartfelt sympathy. Without a doubt, these last several weeks have been incredibly challenging. None of us anticipated that 2020 would look like this. And of course, no one really knows when we will be able to reopen the country or what our new normal will actually look like. But we will get through this, and I believe that many of us will be on the front lines in helping to restore our economy and the economies of other nations around the world. As late as mid-March, I still expected to see all of you in Washington, D.C. at our annual spring meeting. And, of course, I expected to become president of ABI at a wonderful dinner party in DC while we were there. But I now have the distinction of becoming ABI's 30th president virtually. And thanks to the magic of ABI's talented staff, I am looking forward to watching the video show that you are now watching, which includes this message from me to you. I want to take a few moments to thank Alan Beckett for her hard work over the past year as ABI's president. Alan has done a remarkable job as our leader, and I would be remiss if I didn't tell you why. A lot happened at ABI this past year on Alan's watch, and she has stepped up to every challenge. For example, ABI's longtime executive director, Sam Giordano, made the decision to retire at the end of 2019. Obviously, once we knew of Sam's decision, we needed to immediately move forward with a search process nationally for his successor. Alan's involvement in the search process and in ultimately selecting Amy Quackenboss as ABI's new executive director was critical. Once Amy was selected, Alan worked tirelessly in ensuring a smooth transition of leadership for our organization. In addition, Alan was very involved in the development of ABI's new strategic plan, which should well position ABI moving forward. Alan was also an important member of ABI's Consumer Commission and traveled extensively this past year speaking on various of the Commission's recommendations. To be sure, ABI has been blessed with excellent leaders over the year. But in my opinion, Alan stands tall with the best of them, pun intended. Alan is smart, thoughtful, and practical, with just the right amount of sass and irreverence thrown in for good measure. It has been my great pleasure to work with her, and I look forward to our continuing work together for the betterment of ABI. She leaves very big shoes for me to try to fill. Next, a few words about Sam Giordano. The cancellation of annual spring meeting also resulted in the postponement of our celebration of Sam's many accomplishments as ABI's longtime executive director. We all have our favorite Sam stories, so I am going to save mine for the rescheduled celebration in his honor. But suffice it to say for now that our organization benefited from Sam's wonderful vision for many, many years. We owe him much for his dedicated service to ABI specifically and the insolvency community generally. Now, what will my year as ABI's president look like? Boy, if I only had the answer to that question. Let me start by saying what I thought it might look like. I certainly expected to be heavily involved in the continued implementation of our strategic plan, to assist Amy as she continues to settle into her new role as our executive director, and to attend many of our regional programs to see old friends and to make new ones. But the coronavirus had other ideas, disrupting at least some of my plans and creating the opportunity for some new ones. While I still expect to be involved in overseeing the implementation of our new strategic plan and to be a resource to Amy and her staff as we move forward, it is unclear how many of our regional programs will be able to be held safely. As they say, time will tell. But if our regional programs are disrupted this summer, we will find other ways to continue our educational outreach to our members until it is safe for us to be together again. The impact of the pandemic on the world economy is monumental, as is the world's need for the knowledge and expertise of ABI's members. While we were not first responders in combating COVID-19, I believe we will be economic first responders as the United States and other nations around the world begin to reopen for business. To this end, I plan to establish a task force to evaluate how ABI can best serve the needs of its members and the communities in which its members live as we begin to emerge from the ravages of the pandemic. ABI members have developed and will continue to develop resources that can be of assistance as the United States and other countries around the world move forward into recovery mode. More details of the work of this task force will be shared once it is established and begins to undertake its important work. While my year as ABI's president may be different from what I expected, isn't that the hallmark of what we in the insolvency and turnaround industries have always done? React to the situation in which we are placed and find creative ways to problem solve. No matter what, I am extremely proud to serve the organization during this challenging time. There is a mountain of work to be done as we begin to move forward to reopen economies around the world. I don't know about you, but I have laced up my hiking boots and am breaking them in so that I am ready to play my part in the restructuring work that will be needed. Please stay healthy and safe until we can be together again.